you don't know exactly the Achimota forest and you've not been in the Achimota forest before, where we are today is the nursery of the in the Achimota forest. This is where we have the Greater Accra Central Nursery. So you look around and you see a lot of seedlings being raised by the youth in afforestation. Employees. These are employees who are on allowances, who we've been hearing of from time to time. We can see the seedlings they have here. They are preparing all these seedlings for the Green Ghana that will happen on the 10th June. So if we go around, we'll see all the seedlings around this place are being prepared, different species, some for ornamental, some of them fruit seedlings, and some of them normal forest trees. They are ready for planting on June 10th. So we have the Forestry Commission office, headquarters, where we started from. That is right inside the forest. Jimpa also used to be part of the forest before it was de-reserved. We have the seismic center, which have the equipment for detecting earthquakes and measuring seismic activities. That is also part of the forest reserve as we speak now. We'll move from here to the other side where we have the shrubs in the forest and where we have planted trees. All these ones have been planted by us. All these trees you see here have been planted by us, taking note of the height. So these are planted trees. We'll go to the lanes where we are doing planting in this forest to improve and revamp the landscape here. We'll move on to where we have the zoo as well, and the development that we want to put in place so far as the eco park and then is concerned. So this is the second stage aside the office. We'll go to the other side, that is closer to the DSTV office, where we have the regional office, Greater Accra Regional Office as well. So basically, we'll take you through the whole of the Achimota forest. You see at first hand the activities taking place here, and you will be able to tell yourself that the Achimota forest is not being so. There are a lot of far-reaching development happening at this place.
We will not disturb the integrity of the existing so what we are working with you now for you to see the extent of the forest. All Ghanaians.
These are trees that were planted in 2018. These ones, you can see them. The one line up, so you can see we planted this one. If you go inside, Manila, if you go inside, you realize that this is where the typical, what we call Achimota forest. This is the way it is, full of shrubs. So these are the trees we are planting in the Achimota forest. If you go to the other side, you see a lot of planting that has been done there to improve upon the landscape of the Achimota forest, to plant more trees here. So each year, Green Ghana, we are going to plant more trees here. We have planned places for it. So we have been planting each year to make sure that the Achimota forest, becomes a real forest, not a woodlot or a place full of shrubs.
Yes, you see, it's when you do the right thing and then you look. No, it's not.
Yeah, you can get a better book.
Bra. Bra mi tiao.
When I actually a few nana. Man on way to you.
We have the rollaway monkey, the white spot nose monkey, and then the Mona monkeys.
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, using the Forest Commission Assistance Agency, is trying to develop the whole zoo. So you can see the construction going on. We trying to get this zoo in good shape. So that people can come here. We have a lot of students coming here. People come here for entertainment. Some come here for research. and a lot of school children come here at least to see lions and other animals that we have here. The tour guide is here. He will take us through, and we'll see the other animals we have here aside the lions that we have seen on the other side of the zoo.
You get to realize that our aim is not to keep these animals in a prison-like structure or in cages forever, but to breed them and then introduce them back into the wild again. So that's the whole reason behind this breeding center. So we'll keep moving.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, today we are here with you in the Achimota forest. We invited you for this visit and tour because we want you to see that our famous Achimota forest, as we know it, with this forest, is intact. Also, the government, our ministry, and our agency, the Forestry Commission, has within the past 4 years been undertaking, I would say, an aggressive reforestation of this particular forest. We have also brought in the animals from the Accra Zoo previously, when it used to be at the Jubilee House grounds. We've brought them here so that they also form part of the biodiversity and the ecosystem over here. There's a need for us to make sure that we reforest it for it to look as a typical forest. That effort is ongoing. So with all such development, why would we want to sell the Achimota forest? Please, Achimota forest has not been sold, it's not for sale, and it will not be sold.
Which portions of the forest?
We will get there because I cannot use my eyes or whatever to show you.
But you didn't
or
have
my
applications before you came
hands.
out with the
I
AI.
cannot. You are here with us. We are going on a tour. When we get there and we show it to you, you'll be able to describe it on your own. It's important that the right thing is said. I don't want us to just judge or just guess. Please, we will be going there and you will see it. But what we are saying is that we have not declassified this entire forest. Bear that in mind. Years back, in 1960, the Gimpa area was declassified. And now we have Gimpa serving a purpose which is good for the nation. Likewise, we intend to, we have declassified the peripheral portions for the pre-acquisition owners. Yes, of course, on humanitarian grounds, they deserve something. And also is their constitutional right to be compensated. Don't forget that the Constitution states that all lands that go under compulsory acquisition, the owners have to be compensated, and compensation must be prompt, adequate, and fair. I am happy that today the Owu family have also issued a statement regarding the whole issue. Please, let's also understand their case.
Very honorable.
Yes.
Far back in 1951, we are told we were giving some 400,000 pounds or something just to compensate. Is that true? 400,000 what?
1921, they were compensated.
Pardon?
1921, they were compensated. 1927, they were not compensated. If you claim they were compensated with £4,000, please, can you show us the receipt?
Honorable.
So government, Honorable, some environmentalists say that if the government really had an interest in protecting the forest, it could have bought it back from the original owners.
Yes, most often in terms of compensation, they can demand for payment in cash, or they can demand for payment in land in lieu of that same compensation. But then, let's cast our mind back. Look, those years, maybe the value of the land that we were talking about was not something too huge. But now, let me ask you, even an acre of Achimota, how much do you think will be the value? And we are talking of hectares, hundreds of hectares, and you have to pay them. Please, sometimes you should understand government. And this is not the first of it. This is not the first time this is happening. Even in Accra here, we've all seen land being released back to certain pre-acquisition owners in lieu of compensation. As we speak now, the government, through the Ministry of Lands, has set up a committee to look at the divesting of all state lands that were vested. And that is also another way of giving back land that government took from the owners. And the government is not using it as it's supposed to be. Declassifying a forest is not a small joke. It entails a lot of thoughts, a lot of research, a lot of technical know-how to be able to do that.
The other side, the road going to Achimota police station, and then behind this we have the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Forestry Commission. So you see this part is quite detached from the main forest on the other side. So these are some of the areas we are referring as preferred, instead of giving maybe the main part of the forest.
So from the N1?
So does it go to
this
the
N1.
Achimota news station?
No. That's what I want to show you. We'll get to. There's an office here, our Greater Accra Regional Office. So it's just from here to the Greater Accra Regional Office. So you can. That's what I'm saying. That this is the N1 road highway. This is the police station road. And then if you should drive a little bit where we go to, the Greater Accra Regional offices are there. Yeah. So this one has been just left a bit separate from the main. This one, you don't go to the place where close to above where you have the those caterpillars.